Hey everyone! In this video, we're going to talk about ellipsis and near ellipsis. What are those, you might ask? Here's a very easy example. How are you? Okay. This response is technically missing the subject pronoun and the verb, so the whole sentence should be I am okay or I'm okay. The subject pronoun and verb can be omitted in this case because it is obvious what they are because of the previous question. The person asked me, "How are you?" It's very clear who I'm talking about. So, when we leave out words in a sentence because they are obvious from context, this is called ellipsis. However, people might also partially pronounce omitted words. Take the previous example we looked at. How are you? I'm okay. In this case, only the m sound was pronounced from the contraction I'm. This partial omission of words is called near ellipsis. Being familiar with ellipsis and near ellipsis will really help you to understand spoken English, especially when native speakers are talking quickly. On the other hand, being able to use them will help you sound more natural and fluent. In the rest of this video, I'll try to cover some of the typical patterns of ellipsis and near ellipsis so that hopefully you can better recognize them in the real world. The most common pattern that we can see is that ellipsis and near ellipsis often occur at the beginning of a sentence. We actually saw this in the first example of this video. A very common pattern is omitting the subject pronoun and/or the verb. We already saw this in the first example of the video, but let's look at another example. A relatively common phrase in English is, I'm not sure. You obviously could say the whole phrase, I'm not sure. However, you could also use the ellipsis or near ellipsis. Not sure or I'm not sure. Let's look at another example with a different subject pronoun and verb conjugation. Imagine that you're at a party and someone asks where your friend Stella is. You know that she is in the bathroom. So the answer should be, she's in the bathroom. With the ellipsis, the sentence becomes, in the bathroom. Where's your friend Stella? In the bathroom. With a near ellipsis, it's in the bathroom. Where's your friend Stella? It's in the bathroom. Okay, so now that we understand some basic patterns of ellipsis and near ellipsis, let's take a look at some more complicated ones. We often omit or partially omit the word it before the verbs to be and to have. For example, someone asks you, how's the food? You could answer, it's very delicious, or simply, very delicious, or it's very delicious. Another example, what color is the shirt? It's dark green, or it's dark green. Another pattern to look for is the omission of the verb to be in questions. For example, is that her dog? Or, that her dog? Or, is that her dog? Another example, are we there yet? Or, we there yet? Or, are we there yet? Okay, so I hope we're understanding everything up to this point. Now we're going to look at some really complicated examples, so prepare yourself. The auxiliary verb and the subject pronoun are often left out in questions. For example, do you want another beer? Or, want another beer? Or, do you want another beer? The near ellipsis in this example is a little tricky, so let me break it down for you. Do gets shortened to d, and you gets shortened to y. and these two sounds get put together. Do you want another beer? Another example, have you seen my jacket? Or, seen my jacket? Or, have you seen my jacket? Again, the near ellipsis is a little more complicated. Have gets shortened to just v, and again, you is shortened to y. And the two get put together. Have you seen my jacket? Let's look at another pattern. In questions, the subject pronoun and the verb can be omitted. For example, are you going now? Or going now? In this case, we have two options for the near ellipsis. Are you going now? Or you going now? The next pattern to look for is the verbs to be and to have can be omitted or shortened when they are between the interrogative pronoun, so who, what, when, where, why, and how, and the subject in the question. Some common examples are questions that start with what are you or what have you. So, what are you doing? Or what you doing? Or what are you doing? Another example, what have you been doing? What you been doing? Or what have you been doing? However, when the word does follows the interrogative pronoun, it is never fully omitted. Instead, it gets shortened to a s sound. For example, where does he work? Where's he work? It should never be said like where he work. Another example, why does it do this? Why does it do this? It should never be said like why it do this. Those are most of the major patterns that you will see with ellipsis and near ellipsis. This is a very advanced pronunciation topic, so don't worry if you don't understand this right now. Just being aware of ellipsis and near ellipsis will be very helpful to anyone learning English, even those of you with an intermediate or pre-intermediate level. Now that you know that they exist, it will be easier for you to identify them when you see them in the future. If you feel more comfortable with your English, incorporating ellipsis and near ellipsis in your pronunciation will help you sound more fluent and natural. So I encourage you to try them out. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments if you liked this video and if you want to see more like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.